I want to look at the macros in this video that we find on the perform page. Now, they're assigned like other modulation sources in that we go in and click on the available modulation source field, and we can see here macro A, B, C, D. Now, here's a preset that I've modified, and I'm going to play it for you and just play with the dials a bit, and then I'll show you what's going on. So I've got a violin playing the solo melody. Here it is alone. So filtering. And let's just take a look on the global page. In the global effects on filter, you can see that this is assigned to macro A, and this one is assigned to B, and we just dial up the amount of modulation depth that we want. Now, for the third one, you can assign these however you like, and I've customized these a little bit, but this is not an uncommon setup. The third one is set for delay, and the fourth one for reverb. So if we look here, we're going to see for delay, I have this set on the return here. And for reverb, D is set for the level here, again, with the default value down, and then a fair bit of modulation depth. So as I dial it up, it'll increase the reverb return. Now let's look at assigning something else. I'm going to go to the global page, and I've set up here a gator. And let me just turn it on. For a little bit of a pulsing feel. So that's B. And then on A, I'll set it a little differently. Then here. So now I can morph between the two of them if I assign this to, let's say, for example, C. So I'm going to go back here. That's one rhythm. And the other one with the melody. Dial up the reverb. So we morph to the other rhythm. And we can get subtle accents by blending the two. Darker sound. And the names here are merely labels, and we can change it by clicking on the label, and I can set this to anything I want that's relevant to the assignments that I've set up. I'm going to use Gator, that's a bit more descriptive in this case. So these are great for making static adjustments. I can do something like that if I want a thin, high gated pattern, or set it however is relevant for me. Now, in addition to the static adjustments, we can also right-click and assign MIDI controllers. So, for example, I'm going to move a knob on my keyboard, and now I've assigned that, and I can either use it in real time or automate it. And while I'm mentioning about the assignments, pretty much most of these assignments, I can right-click and learn MIDI CC automation. So any of these are available for potential real-time control or automation in your DAW. Now, one more final idea I'd like to introduce with the knob to move between the gating patterns. One interesting way, if you want to morph from straight to gated instead of two different gated patterns, what you can do is, for example, I'll set this one all the way up. So this one won't have any gating. So now I can use my knob to morph between non-gating and gating. So let me go back here. It's the gated pattern. So I can move it slightly to get swells, kind of on demand, rhythmic swells. It's kind of an interesting musical way of using it. And I did it in reverse where I set B all the way up, but you could set A all the way up and create your pattern on B. And that way you can use the macro where this is fully sustained. And as you dial up, you get the gated effect. We'll continue with more in the next video.